Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
No, I don't think so. They talk about a place under the sea, Atlantis, and all this sort of stuff. But I think I sensed you were going to say to me when you introduced the dinosaurs, do you believe there were dinosaurs? I don't know, perhaps you weren't, but that's what, and yeah, I do. If that was your question, I certainly do. I think the fossil evidence is so powerful, and they have occasionally found the complete fossilized remains of different types of dinosaurs. So I don't think there's any question they existed, but as to whether they exist now, I would doubt that. The main relatives of dinosaurs, of course, are birds. They were there before the dinosaurs, and they rather more than, I mean, crocodiles and alligators, there's a link, but not in the same way as birds. So when we see birds flying, that kind of is an indicative proof that their ancestors did live on the planet. Why that? Well, you may or may not remember, we did one of these things on one of our podcasts about why did dinosaurs come before humans?
Humans, yeah.
And I remember researching that a bit and saying that they came because the weather conditions were much more suited to their needs, the food they needed, and so on. So that's why it came. And 65 million years ago is when an asteroid apparently hit the Earth, which is a recorded event, and eventually killed the dinosaurs because the sun was blocked out with all the stuff that went up for 6 months or more, and they couldn't get food. Now that's the story we're told, and it's probably as good as any other idea. But yeah, I think they certainly existed, and
yeah.
I don't think they do now, though. No, but I also liked Jurassic Park.
Now, here's something I came up with while he was explaining the dinosaur theory about the fossils and stuff. Here's something that I came up with. So, do you believe there was ever a global flood? Do you believe it?
From like the story of Noah's Ark.
Like the story of Noah, but there are yeah, okay. So like the story of Noah, but there are tribes, and because I seen this documentary, and I can't remember, it was Channel 4, and I saw it one night. And it wasn't exploring the biblical side of it. It was just exploring the human history of it. See if And he found out, this guy, I can't remember his name now. I'll have to go to Channel 4 on demand program. Anyway, but he explored this thing where he went to different parts of the world, different cultures and different, and he would ask them this question, about was there any stories that was passed down by their ancestors about there ever being a flood? And they were like different tribes from around the world, and they had different versions of it. Nothing like the biblical one, but then but they all had a similar story about a global deluge, sort of thing. And I thought about it. I thought, well, there could be some substance to that, because it's then being confirmed by different people from around the world, but in different ways. What do you make of it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, presumably the research this guy did, with the people he asked, they would have traced back their generations, I suppose, hundreds or thousands of years, to a story that's been passed down to them. I mean, I'm sure in the past I've seen articles which say, oh yeah, at a certain time in history there was this huge global type flood following loads of monsoon type rains, and yeah, this could have been the story of Noah. And I think sometimes those sorts of stories come up, and some of them may, dare I say, hold water. Some of them may actually be true.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit too easy for someone to say, well, yeah, I've just discovered there was a flood there, and then an old battered ark was found by a tree, and it kind of gets embellished like that. So, no, where do I stand? I don't stand there at all, because I've no idea. I've got no idea whether in history there is evidence of global flooding. I don't know whether that's a thing anyway. Could the Earth, could the world flood as one sort of thing? I don't know. So no, I don't. I don't have any meaningful comment to make on that.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you why I brought that up. So I'm not saying it definitively to say, oh, this is why, or this is the reason why this and that happened.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.